Hello and welcome to another edition of Daily Bruin TV, where we bring you the latest happenings on UCLA campus, including volunteerism in Mexico, the Clothesline Project, and Bruin RunWalk. I'm Janice Jan.
And I'm Josh Leamer. We'll also bring you a look at Wednesday's Fashion and Student Trends fashion show here on campus. But first, the DBTV staff gives us a view of the Israeli checkpoint demonstration as part of Palestinian Awareness Week.
If you walked through Bruin Plaza on Wednesday, you might have noticed a change in atmosphere. Students for Justice in Palestine reenacted a conflict that you might see at an Israeli checkpoint in the Middle East, all part of Live Free, Palestine Awareness Week.
We have volunteers with our organization that we are stopping and harassing as though they were Palestinians trying to get to the checkpoint. Well, every other student on campus walks through as though they were an Israeli citizen. Israeli citizens can just move through, they check their IDs, they move through, make sure they're Israeli, they move through. Whereas Palestinian Israeli citizens are stopped on a regular basis, stopped, harassed, held up for indefinite periods of time. What we're focusing on today is the issue of education, that students can't get to their schools, so education is constantly disrupted. And in this way, the Palestinian people are deprived of the ability to educate themselves, to move up from poverty.
Current disagreement over a wall along the Israeli-Palestinian border has caused debate both on campus and abroad. Contrary to the Palestinian view, voiced by Khalid Hussein, Israelis believe that the wall and checkpoints are necessary for security to protect Israelis from terrorist attacks. However, campus groups are paving a path towards cooperation.
We've had good relations this week with Bruins for Israel, Hillel, and Jewish students. There hasn't been a lot of arguing. They've been respectful, and I've had some very good conversations. We've talked it out. We disagree a lot. There are a lot of things that we disagree on that we'll never agree on, but we've been able to just sit down and talk about it in a respectful manner.
Perhaps someday we will see this kind of cooperation extended in the Middle East. This is Daily Bruin TV.
Awareness Week events continue today and tomorrow around Bruin Walk.
T-shirts strung from tree to tree around campus this week served as a statement about the violence against women. The UCLA Clothesline Project uses these shirts to spread their message. Reporter May Lugemwa has more on this story.
In its 10th year, the UCLA Clothesline Project displays over 1,000 shirts to raise awareness about sexual violence. The colors of the shirts are not just for artistic purposes, but instead carry an important message.
It's kind of like airing out your dirty laundry, where you have this art project where you're making shirts as part of the healing process. And all the shirts that we have here have been made by survivors of sexual violence, and they're color-coded to represent the different types of violence that occurs.
Red shirts designate survivors of rape or sexual assault. Yellow shirts symbolize survivors of dating and domestic violence. Blue and green are for survivors of incest and child abuse. Other colors represent the other types of sexual violence, including white, which is in memory of the deceased.
Well, we want it to be powerful, and anyone that's reading the shirts knows instantly that it's very powerful.
According to the organizers, UCLA's display is the most viewed clothesline exhibit in the nation.
It's something so visual that really shows how many people are victimized by sexual crimes. Just seeing how they're color-coded, it's just very shocking, and it brings it to your foremind.
The multicolored T-shirts of the Clothesline Project serve as an emotional reminder of the survivors of sexual violence and those who have died from it. Reporting for Daily Bruin Television, this is May Lugemwa.
To get involved with the Clothesline Project, contact uclacp@ucla.edu.
As many of us hit the snooze button early Sunday morning, many gathered to take part in a 5K run walk designed to benefit Mattel Children's Hospital at UCLA. Reporter Melissa Hong has the story.
Approximately 1,000 people, including UCLA students, non-student participants of all ages, and even a few four-legged friends, gathered together in Bruin Plaza for the 8th annual RunWalk at UCLA. The opening ceremonies motivated participants for the 5K RunWalk. UCLA cheerleaders led everyone in a stretching exercise, but was interrupted by a surprise appearance from Captain Jack Sparrow in light of the pirate theme. Other speakers included Patrick Warburton, who played Putty on Seinfeld. The RunWalk raises money for the Child Life Child Development Program at the Mattel Children's Hospital at UCLA. The children in this hospital usually have chronic illnesses that require them to stay for long periods of time.
Thank you so much for supporting such a great cause. They just make you feel like you're at home. This became our second home for 7.5 months.
We work with the patients and families and multidisciplinary team to help reduce that fear of being in the scary hospital and help children be children and really enjoy their time with both their parents and their siblings and then return them back home.
Runners lined up with anticipation at Bruin Plaza, and despite some confusion at the starting line, the race kicked off with excitement. The runners poured through the starting pathway toward North Campus to the halfway point at the Math Sciences building. Volunteers at pit stops supplied water and encouragement. Participants enjoyed a good workout or created teams to raise money for the cause. One group, the Munchkins, were volunteers that worked in the Child Life Child Development Program. At the end of the race, dunk tanks, prizes, and activities, including a silent auction, helped wrap up the event. Runners have now completed the race and are replenishing themselves with a variety of delicious foods, a well-deserved treat for running or walking for the cause. Reporting for Daily Bruin TV at RunWalk, this is Melissa Hong.
For more information on how to help children in need by signing up for the event next year, make sure to check out runwalk.ucla.edu.
Saturday was also a full day for Bruins involved in FISH, the Fellowship for International Service and Health. Reporter Lisa McBride takes us south of the border with this story.
All the way across the border, UCLA students are making a difference. I'm here in Maclovia Rojas, just outside of Tijuana, Mexico, where students with FISH, the Fellowship for International Service and Health, set up a clinic in a local market. In this central location, Bruins provide easy access for basic medical care to those in need. Let's take a closer look. The nonprofit organization was started 2 years ago by founder David Carrion, who explained his initial vision.
I wanted to have an organization that combined my faith, my belief in God, and my desire to serve others abroad. And I couldn't find anything like that, so I was led to start this, to connect the people who want to help with the people who need it.
Third year Elizabeth Kilonoff described the typical process of a community member coming through the tent.
So they come up, they see our signs, our fabulous signs that we have around here, and the first thing they do is they get their blood pressure checked, and they get a paper, we write down their name, their age, and we take their blood pressure, find out what it is. They go to the next station, which is glucose testing for diabetes, and then they are asked if they need glasses, and we only give reading glasses, not reading glasses for nearsightedness. And then after they've gone through all the stations, we have somebody, usually whoever speaks the Spanish the best here, do like a counseling kind of thing with them and tell them if they have high blood pressure, what they can do, like exercise, eat fruits and vegetables, and things like that.
This trip's designated Spanish speaker was first year Kelly Burke.
I love it that I get to do like the consulting today, just to talk with them, to see, how they're doing, how life is, like what we can do, giving them vitamins and hearing about, this woman I just talked to has 5 kids, and just to interact with them and realize that, they're people, they're down here, life is hard here, and to kind of help what we can and kind of bring encouragement.
For some, the language barrier proved more difficult than for others, but it wasn't anything that couldn't be overcome with a little patience.
I'm not very good at Spanish, and I'd need Kelly's help pretty often, but I managed.
Students make trips every other weekend and have started to gain some regular patience as well as a familiarity within the community, partly based on their recognizable t-shirts. FISH associate Amanda Pease told us her favorite part of the trip.
My favorite part is definitely when I can talk to someone that's been here before, checked with either with FISH or elsewhere, that has had their numbers checked before, just asking them how they've been. There's been so many cases where people have had glucose readings even in the 300s, which is really high, and have come back and they said they changed their diet, they've been exercising more, they've been trying to live better, and their glucose readings are down to like 120, which is amazing, oftentimes over like a 6-month period.
However, FISH offers more than just medical aid. In addition to looking to expand their efforts to education in English and computer skills, students are also taking initiative to look into the environmental conditions of the area.
We're doing mercury testing of the water and of the food supply, the fish, trying to make sure that they're as healthy as possible in all the ways we can.
Looking to the future, FISH hopes to expand to other colleges and universities, On this trip, Caitlin Losey talked about UC San Diego's new fish branch.
Planning on tagging along with UCLA for the beginning, see if we have any emerging leaders that can help arrange something separate so we can branch off and reach more areas. I'm really, really excited about this. I've had a great day today, and I think we've made a big difference.
Reporting from Clothesline Project, Mexico, for Daily Bruin TV News, I'm Lisa McBride.
For more information about this growing organization, please check out orangefish.org.
Entertainment news, Fashion and Student Trends, or FAST, rolled out the red carpet on Wednesday for an event filled with glitz and glamour. Reporter Allison Tachiki takes us to this year's fashion show.
You know it as Ackerman Grand Ballroom, but on Wednesday night, UCLA's Fashion and Student Trends group turned it into a fashion hotspot for their show Rebirth. Let's check it out. Daring, colorful, and wild designs drew long lines of eager spectators to the glamorous event.
I didn't think people our age had this kind of talent. I always just it's a lot like the real fast shows on TV.
FAST searched for 11 designing teams over a 3-month period and auditioned nearly 300 aspiring models to showcase these student fashions at the packed show. Instead of charging admission, FAST asked the audience for donations at the door, which would benefit the anti-sweatshop employment agency Garment Workers Center.
We're organizing the workers to stand up to their bosses when they're not being paid properly, to demand fair wages, demand better working conditions.
The event combined FAST's dedication to innovative fashion and its goal to promote awareness of the poor working conditions in Los Angeles. It also allowed the designers more creative freedom by requiring them to construct each of their pieces by hand.
We're built from the ground up. The designers pick out everything from swatches, fabrics. Everything is done by them, and I think that's something that's very hard to find nowadays, especially with stuff getting so manufactured, which can often lead to sweatshops.
For more information on the Garment Workers Center, check out their website at www.garmentworkerscenter.org. Reporting for Daily Bruin TV, this is Allison Tachiki.
FAST is hoping to have even more participants next year.
That does it for this week's news broadcast. Be sure to check dailybruin.com for more updates.
And be sure to check out our sports broadcast on Monday for all the latest Bruin sports action.
Thanks. Have a great day.